Hello everybody, this is Tracy again with Euro Truck Driver Simulator 2 Trucker's Perspective Volume 3. I found a couple of comments on my YouTube talking about how I need to upgrade my weather, the sounds, and there's also something on Steam about the trailer pack that I have using a different economy than the standard base one that's in vanilla, and I had realized I've been running my trailer mod pack with the extended version. What it does is it changes the economy so I get paid less per trip as opposed to just leaving the economy alone, which was more realistic to me because I wasn't making thousands of dollars per load. I was making a couple $300 or $400 a load because I was only getting paid 22 cents a mile. So there's no way you can get, as a company driver, so there's no way you could get that much money per load. But I'm going to go ahead and change it because I want to increase the money I'm bringing in, simply because I want to buy that Peterbilt. So let me show you the modifications that I changed. If I can figure out how to, there we go. Jeez. I'm going to go ahead and I want the Peterbilt 379 in there because that's a really nice looking truck. Where is it at? There it is. I clicked on trailers 1.1 basic economy. This one here puts the economy back. And then the update was the realistic weather sound. This is updated version 1.3.1. I posted the link for the trailers and on my discussion, or the discussion part of the video. I'm going to go ahead and get the link for the realistic weather sounds as well. Put it on there for you guys. So let's go ahead and see if this will work with the new mods. I've already made one video for version 3, found the modification updates, and so I'm going back and we're going to not watch that video. We're going to make a new one. So let's see how it works. So I'm back to the save point where after I dropped off the load at Castle, I believe it was. Yeah. And there's going to be a load to Erfurt right here. I want to show you this load because it's really cool. It's sand. It's 25 tons, so it's heavy, but it has one of those really short trailers, the one that hauls the gravel and stuff. With the 3 tires on the back, or the 6 tires on the rear of the trailer. And it, boy, you talk about squirrely. So let's see if we can do this without tipping the truck over. Probably not. I'll probably wiggle it a little bit. So, for those of you who are using Xbox 360 controllers, make sure you turn them on before you start the game program. The problem is that the game won't recognize your controller if you don't. I've run into that quite a few times. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that side mirror because I'm going to start moving my head over there to look out my right mirror. So let's go ahead and get the load going. Take a look at the GPS. We're going to be making a left turn right outside of the lot. Oh yeah, lights. I just feel weird driving down the road without my lights on. I know it's just a game, but I'm going to do it like I said before, the way I drive. Or drove a truck in real life. Now coming up on my right, there's this blind corner right there. You just hope no one's going to come and... Oh man, I took off right there. The car turning, so I'm going to block their progress, which was a... Oh no. And we're going to make a left-hand turn here. They are both making lefts, so we can do that. Watch that barrier right there. And off we go. Today I'm going to cover my shifting techniques. So we're going to get into that a little bit today. And the braking. But not right now, because I want to concentrate on getting this around the corner. If that next stoplight up there is red, I'll go through how I shift. And it's still, well, kind of isn't. So I'm just going to back off the throttle. Let's do downshift right now. So it's at the 1,000 RPM. I'm going to put it at 6th gear. It's still too low. Put it in 5th gear. And it drops up to, it gains to 1,500 RPM when you downshift. So if you start your downshift around 1,000 to 1,200 RPMs, you're not going to over rev your engine on the lower gear. So whatever you need to do to get to that 1,000 to 1,200 RPM range to downshift, i.e. braking, I suggest you do that. So there's our sign for our exit to Erfurt. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that word. I'm not, and I feel kind of silly. I really want to know. So I want to take this corner slow, so I'm going to slow down again. I'm going to take it in 7th gear, and because this trailer was going to want to tip on me, just give her some throttle. Well, we're going to downshift to 6th gear and just try to hold your throttle around 1,500 RPM so you're not over. Then you shift when you get to the top of the hill and start leveling out. But use your throttle control to hold the RPMs at a decent rate so you're not over revving that engine. I'm not quite sure how to tell you folks who use this game with a keyboard how to do it, because with a keyboard, unlike a digital input, it's either it's on or it's off, as you all know. So, and that's one of the reasons why I never did like playing driving games at all with a keyboard. I never was any good at them. Alright, so you'll notice this truck is really squirrely right now. It wants to move around a lot, see? That isn't because of the physics. Well, yeah, it kind of is because of the physics mod, but mainly what it's from is because that trailer. The longer the trailer and the heavier the load, the more stable your ride will be. But this one, because it's so short, it acts like a short wheelbase utility vehicle out in the middle of the back roads that just wants to tip over on you. Let's go ahead and put it in 12th. It's a nice cruising gear. One thing I notice is these flags right before you get to bridges. In the US we don't have them. I think it's a pretty cool add-on. Never seen them in real life, but that's cool. Okay, you see how just this thing wants to just go over on me? Gotta go into this corner easy. Huh. Someone asked me today to compare the handling characteristics of the European style trucks with the flat noses, which we call over here in the States cab overs, because the cab is over the engine compartment, as compared to the long nose trucks, which I was always referred to them as standard. I'm not quite sure what the technical term is, but the long nose trucks. The handling characteristics are quite different. The biggest difference, of course, and it's obvious and rather logical, the steer tires are underneath your butt instead of out in front of you like they are in a car or a pickup truck or a lorry. I'm not quite sure if you even call the trucks a lorry, but like an F-150 and stuff like this is what I'm talking about. Not quite sure the terminology for those over there in the UK, but we call them pickup trucks, the F-150s, F-250s, you know, the Fords. I'm holding that RPM at 1700 or at 1500 RPM, and I'm trying not to go any faster than that around this corner because that trailer's real squirrely. So the steer tires underneath my rear end instead of being out in front of me. The view, of course, is different because there's no nose to try to look over. The turning radius is because if it depends on the wheelbase of the truck. With let's hold on a second. No, I'll take it when I get to the yard and deliver this. We'll do an outside view, and I'll show you. You know, I think this one has only got the single axle on the rear end, so the wheelbase is a lot shorter. So the turning radius is longer, or is smaller. Gee whiz! I'm gonna go easy around this corner. Now this lane is an exit, I believe, so I'm going to move over, checking my mirrors. So the turning radius is smaller. You can turn in a tighter circle. With the tractors in the U.S., we hardly ever, over the freeway, we hardly drive just single rear axle tractors. We usually pull with the duals in the back, with the tandems or whatever it is. It's got the two axles in the rear, but the wheelbase is always longer. So the turning radius is longer, is wider, so it takes more to turn it. You have to take wider turns to go around a corner. So those are the biggest things that I've noticed, is the view out the front, the way that the truck steer tires are underneath your rear end. I'm going slow because this corner here is sharp, and that trailer is going to want to turn me over. How do I know this trailer is going to want to turn me over? Because it did. I didn't flip over, but I was wobbly, and but anyway. So there's no nose. The steer tires are under my rear. The turning radius is shorter, so I can make tighter turns, which is one of the reasons why I'm messing up on my 45-degree angle parking jobs, because my marks are different, and I've yet to really mess around to figure out which mark is better to make my first initial right-hand turn, then swing back and make the left-hand turn to get the angle of the trailer set up to go back into the parking spot. Because when I was out there driving, it was just like breathing for me. Sharp corner. Take it easy. Okay, I'm going to do downshift from 10th to 9th. When I push the button to shift from 10th to 9th, I tap the accelerator. What that does in real life is it gets the engine RPMs matching the transmission RPM, the clutch plate. Because if you don't, it won't shift. It'll just grind on you until you get the RPMs to match, and by then you're going too slow, and you have to downshift again, and you have to do it all over again. It's a conglomeration of horrible decisions and errors that just makes up, all of a sudden you're stopped in the middle of the motorway, and you got traffic behind you, and cops knocking on your window wondering why you're not driving the car or driving the truck down the road. So we need to downshift. My downshift mark is around 1200 to 1300 RPMs. If it gets down to that range, I want to go ahead and drop a gear to go up a hill. The growling sound you hear, that isn't the engine. This is the engine. Listen. Whoa, there it goes. See, did you see that? I almost tipped it over. Holy smokes. Whoop. Went the wrong direction. That growling sound, that's the turbo increasing pressure in your cylinders to give you more power. Man, oh man, oh man. Almost tipping me over kind of scared me. Make sure nobody's coming. We need to get into that lane. So watch my RPMs as I downshift. I'm going to click the button and jam up on the, or tap the accelerator. See that? Yeah, this will be our exit. So I'm going to start slowing down and preparing for it now. I kind of feel like an airline pilot. Everybody get their seats in the upright position and their trays up and locked. Prepare for landing. I'm watching the trailer in my mirror as I'm going around the corner. Not constantly, I'm just, you know, looking at it with my eye and then going back to the road to watch the curve. And then as I get flattened out here, or straightened out, I'm going to go ahead and accelerate. I could have waited for another 100 or 2 RPMs there before I shifted into 8th. I'm going to go ahead, right about there is the top of the engine's power range. About 1800 RPM, 1700. Any more than that, you're just dumping diesel down the cylinders and out the smokestack, and you're wasting fuel. When you're driving for somebody else, it really doesn't matter to you, to your pocket. However, it matters to them, and they pay attention to that kind of stuff, and if you are wasting fuel, they don't like it very much. Just like when you start your own trucking company in this game and you notice your drivers, my gosh, the fuel costs and their wages, and you're barely making any money. That's a pretty realistic model for the economy for trucking. Seriously. You might have a lot of people driving for you, but you only make a percentage of the net income. You only get the net after all of the expenses are taken out of you, and it's expensive to drive a truck. 1,000 shift, and I'm going to leave it in this. Well, no, I'm going to drop it down one more because I don't like taking the corners in 6th gear. It's not enough power on the lower end of the RPM range and too much speed on the higher end. I'm watching that guardrail in my trailer as I come around the corner. Now I need to make an immediate right. Since I'm rolling, I'm just going to drop into the 2nd gear. I'll make this corner in 4th. Watching my trailer. Yeah, it's gone around the corner, so I'm going to go ahead and proceed. This light will probably turn red. Yeah. So there's no sense in hurrying to it. Hold it into 5th. Downshift to 4th. Downshift to 2nd, and just whoop. Hold it until I get up to the stoplight, and then we'll ease up on the brakes, and there. So let's do a shifting, real quick shifting between on this light. So watch the RPMs. It's going to go quickly the first 4 gears. So that's how you do it. Go ahead and stop and wait for traffic. Go ahead and pull up a little bit farther. Oh, he's going to let me go. What a nice guy. No, he's not. Whoa. Okay, now see that mirror right there in the windshield? That's going to tell me how close I'm to come to this car. Look at that. Oh, 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 oh. I missed him. Haha. Awesome. You get out of the intersection as fast as you can without over-revving your engine. Now the neat thing about this parking job is there's so much room. I don't need to be fancy. I need to set up for a 45-degree angle or nothing. This guy here is waiting for the load. Needing the sand. So we'll go ahead and turn and just see, there's the line right there. I'm going to start. Oh, I got a downward shift. Huh. I'm going to go ahead and watch my trailer tires. And as it gets to about right there, I'm going to go ahead and straighten it out. And I should be in line with the parking spot. Fairly close. So it looks to me, according to my mirrors, I need to kick the rear of the trailer to the left. So turn your tires to the right. Now this is kind of like backing up a car hauler behind your auto. So because the tire, the wheelbase of the trailer is so low or so short, it turns quick. So you need to be slow on your accelerator and fast on your steering wheels. So there we are. We have made a successful delivery. For some reason, oh well, I'm just not going to worry about that. That's no big deal. Turn off the lights. Make delivery. Push T. There it is. Successful. We got squirrely once. Very glad about that. There. See? There's the economy difference between the mod I was running and the new one. I would have gotten $290 for that, or $300, or euros. Now I'm at 2,970. Doesn't do much for the experience points, but it sure does for the bottom line on that pocketbook. And I didn't go up a level yet, so okay, that's it. Remember to, if this is the first time you're watching any of my videos, to subscribe, and if this is the third time you've watched my videos, or 100th, subscribe. Push like. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. The links are in my description of the video. We'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything I need to cover, let me know. I'm just going to keep on going like I'm training a new driver until I think I've done as much as I can with this series. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.